Loud. How do you pronounce your last name?
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh?
Yeah, I
Did
can judge.
All right. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, it's Mitch Alamar here with Cody Kavanaugh. Cody, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. We're both SaaS people, go high level people. And let's first, introduce yourself. Who are you? And tell us everybody about Cody.
Yeah, man. I'm a local marketing agency owner here in DFW. I've been running my marketing agency full time for about 2 years, and I do everything from website design, paid ads, SEO, implementing a CRM like Go High Level, and building out custom software.
Cool, cool. And if everybody hasn't seen my content or know about me, I do white label PPC ads. So we manage over 100K per month across Facebook and Google, even Amazon. So managing the ad spend, if you need any PPC service, me and Cody, we kind of overlap, but also help each other out to help you. So Cody, three things we want to discuss today is the first thing I have here is business boundaries with time, right? So the first thing is business boundaries with time. The second thing is how to get leads. And the third thing is scaling your business. So the first thing is, what is business boundaries with time? Like, tell me about that. What does that mean?
Yeah. So when I started my marketing agency, one thing that I wanted to do was get a client by any means possible. And I would really work on getting a social media client, getting an ads client, getting a website client, go high level client, whatever it was. I would always do my best to go scale up really quickly and get experience. Now, in doing that, I quickly realized that, hey, if I'm trying to get a client and go above and beyond, sometimes they're going to take advantage of that. And I often would have clients calling me at 9, 10, 11 p.m. at night expecting for me to answer. Because I was a newer business owner and that's all I really cared about, I was happily taking those calls, talking to them. They call me at 10:30 at night and I'd answer. I'd be like, hey, how
So,
can I help? And that's not right.
so you find yourself getting a lot of clients, which is a good thing. Everybody, they want that issue of getting clients, and then you maximize your hours. And how did you solve that issue with time or boundaries?
Um, Slowly. There's not an easy fix. I would just kind of slowly stop answering calls after like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. and then went down to 8 p.m. And I just respond early in the morning. So like if in high level, you can schedule out your text messages. So if I got a call at 8 a.m., I mean 8 p.m., I wouldn't answer. I'd schedule a text for like 7 a.m. Be like, hey, sorry I missed your call. How can I help? That way they know they're getting a text at 7 a.m. So I can help them, even if I don't wake up to like 9.
Yeah. I do want to say whenever you get just on my side is whenever you get a new client, you set that relationship of what to expect. If you start the new client relationship to do Facebook ads, you could call me whenever. I'm always available. I'm always free. Then that's the business clientele you're going to get into. But if you tell somebody, hey, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock is the exact time we have to meet. The client says, well, what about we switch it? We switch it. This is the time slot we have for you. And I find for us to do paid ads, this stops being the Tetris type of like blocking off different times because what happens is then your whole calendar gets wiped out with dumb rescheduling. So just when you have to go in there, when you're servicing a client, you just have to set that one time. Cody, what would you think about that? Just like when you get a new client, setting that one time saying, this is where this is the time block that you're actually purchasing.
I would recommend that for higher ticket. I mean, if I'm doing lower ticket like ads management for like 500 a month, then I might not want to talk to them every week for an hour. I value my time at a decent amount per hour. And I'm not going to say that, but if I sell a $500 a month ad package, I probably only want to talk to them 1 to 2 hours at most a month. So if I'm high ticket, like 2 to 5K a month client, yeah, we're gonna have a weekly check-in call this is their time. But for
Mhm.
lower ticket, it's not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to discuss one last thing before we get into the leads. Somebody in the community, the groups, they said, you know, how can people charge 3 to 5 thousand per service? And it's about, let's say for a roofing client, if you get them one client, that's like $30,000 for a roof replacement. But he says, well, I can't charge my cleaning lady on that amount. It's because the service they're providing is so low ticket. And you have to set boundaries even on yourself. Every client, even if it's $500 a month, you have to set up internal hours. Like have a full Google sheet for yourself to say this cleaning person is going to get a max, was it 2 hours of your time? And you got to calculate emailing, texting. Um, so that's my biggest recommendation. Every client has a time to them.
I completely agree with the blocking off the time.
Mhm,
The only thing I would say differently for me is I'm talking like a one-on-one Zoom call. I
mhm,
had a client, for example, a Google Ads management person for 500 a month, and I had 4 calls from them, each call about an hour in
mhm,
2 days. So in 2 days, I talked to him for 4 hours on the phone for
mhm.
$500 a month PPC. And that very quickly taught me the value of my time. Of this guy is taking 10x what I have customers at for 5 grand a month, communication wise.
Mhm.
It's just you got to cut them go. You got to cut them and let them go immediately.
And I would say for lower ticket who never ran PPC ads before, you would probably spend that 4 hours talking about the cost per click. Like a lot of people that they're like, but what if we get clicks around $1 or 50 cents? Can we get the clicks? Higher end clients care about the cost per qualified, the cost per purchase. What is the if I spend $1,000 on a lead, am I gonna get back 50,000? That's the biggest mindset difference. I would spend so much time with the lower tickets explaining how the algorithm works. Oh, they would spend so much time. Hey, Mitch, I'm not in the first slot. I'm not. But let's just discuss the ad copy. We spend 3 months discussing the ad copy, and once it finally launches, from the first day, it's not working. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's discuss the next thing is, and hopefully that helps out everybody who's watching this of how to set up client boundaries, even with yourself to scale your time. And getting clients is one thing, but also scaling your time. So that's the business boundaries. Number two, Cody, I saw you launched so number two is how to get leads. And I saw you just launched a course, a free community, a paid community. Would you like to tell everybody about that? How does that look like?
Yeah, I can. I launched a free community for everybody in Go High Level. So if you have questions on like high level, it's a free community where you can ask questions. I'll be there. People I've mentored will be in there. My affiliates will be in there, and you can ask any questions 24/7, and people will respond back to you. And I also have a course that I've created. I recorded videos on myself of tutorials on how to use high level, and I've taken that course I was initially going to charge for and put it in that community for free. So I know I can link that the free Go High Level community in this description of this video, but that's a free community and course for anybody who wants to learn high level, has questions with high level, and it's kind of my way of giving back to the software that's done so much for me.
Yeah, and I'm always learning from other people, and just for you to give out that free value means so much, which leads us into this one thing of how to get leads. I actually saw a preview snippet in your course, how you get leads through Google Maps, and a lot of people they have how to get a new client, how to get leads. So if anybody wants to go deeper into the screenshots and to speak with Cody about those things, how to get leads is great. But Cody, how do you get leads? I'll discuss how I get leads as well, but how do you get leads?
Yeah, man. That's such a loaded question, first off. Like asking somebody, how do you get your customers is very difficult. For
Mhm,
me, I get a lot from Google My Business posting. So like, or not posting, but like Google My Business pages, right? So I will go search up landscapers near me and I will go scroll and find everyone that doesn't have a website and I'll cold call them. And then I'll pitch them a website because they don't have one. They obviously need one. And then I'll meet with them in person, work on building that relationship. And after I do that, once I build them a website, now they're going to come back to me for marketing because I built that relationship there. Another one I do is Facebook posting. So I get a lot of organic free leads from Facebook, which I know you've seen.
Yeah.
Those aren't always the best quality, but they're completely free and they're inbound, which I love. And then the third one, which I haven't incorporated yet, which I'm about to actually this week, is running paid ads for lead gen. So I'm really excited for that.
Mm, mm. I want to just say those 2 points on a lot of people they're scared to call. I'm in my 30s, a lot of people who are 40 or 50, they're scared to like call. And I like the fact that you called everybody. You gave them a free website to build that trust and that relationship. I don't think a lot of people they would call in the first place, Cody, or give them a free website. And that's what kind of makes you different because people who are scared to call, they wouldn't do it. The second thing is you did Facebook groups. So I saw, you posted something on Facebook groups and you got like 50 responses right away and you vetted them out. Those are ways to get leads with zero ad spend. So good stuff there. The way I get leads is through LinkedIn Easy Apply. So through the job board. LinkedIn allows you to submit 300 resumes every single day. I actually hired a VA for $2 an hour and she would submit my flyers all through LinkedIn. And I wouldn't submit my resume as a resume, like me looking for a job. I'm like, you're looking for a paid ads person. This is what I do. And I'm a contractor. Do not pay somebody $8,000 a month when I could do it for much less and take half of that money and put it towards ad spend. Because normally they would hire a person, give them only $500 budget, and saying work your magic. They will spend $8,000 on a person and $500 on ads, and it'll be this rotating door. And I just said, you know what? Let's just lay it down. I'm a contractor and I'm here to help you. You're going to get results within 30 days or less, or even within a week or less. So even like I launched the campaign yesterday and they started getting leads for like $1, like med spa leads. So the point is there's so many doors to get leads. You just have to be consistent in getting those leads. And maybe you could replay this back and pause it as I'm speaking so quickly or Cody's speaking so quickly. We're giving a lot of golden nuggets. You just have to slow it down a little bit and just write it down, but like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. The last thing is, and I appreciate everybody who reached probably towards this point of the video, how to scale your business. This is the third topic, the most important one, because once you start getting some clients, how to scale. So scaling your business, Cody, I see you have a McLaren, I have a Cybertruck, and people are like, you guys finally made it. Stop. Finally. So how is it being, in your 20s and you're having a McLaren and scaling your business? I know there's a lot of questions there, but it kind of like it's all about scale too, right?
Right. Wow. Okay. Well, first off, being in your 20s, having a McLaren is pretty freaking cool. I'm 22. I bought my dream car about 3 weeks ago, and I'm completely worth every penny. And now I have all these people coming up to me asking me for mentorship or for guidance, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. Like I'm not any different. Like I'm 2 years ago, I knew nothing about this, right? And in 2 years, I've completely scaled up and built a very profitable business. And by having my like dream car, if you will, of a McLaren, I have, I'll go to the gym and people will stop me at my car. I had a guy in my mentorship group who saw me at the gym, waited for me to get out of the car and came up to me and was like, "Hey man, what in the world do you do?" I
Mm,
was like, "I do marketing." He's like, "Well, can you teach me?" I was like, "Well, I have a paid coaching community, and my paid coaching community is $100 a month,
mm,
and I'm gonna up the price on that 100% because it's just not worth my time. But I view that kind of as a way of giving back and mentoring people right now. And by me doing that, I can mentor people for case studies and credibility. and be like, hey, not only am I 22 making 50 grand a month driving a McLaren, but I have these X like 8 or 10 people that I've mentored that are now doing 8 to 10 grand a month. So I'm working on getting my credibility by teaching other people. And by getting a McLaren at my age has definitely helped attract the leads to me of people who want to be mentored.
Mm. That's interesting because you said I my Cybertruck, I don't tell people to join a course. I just
Yeah.
tell everybody scan the QR code, for the Lola agent. And I had it about 3 weeks as well. And we got about 20 demos. And I had to reschedule the demos. And just imagine, like, it's same thing with the Cybertruck. I have business owners. Everybody comes to me. They just like before I was being the person eating some chips and people walk past me. People actually walk towards me. So it's not just like, oh, you're a big shot of having a Cybertruck. It's like this is actually how you scale and build attraction into other things. You could do demos, you could give out courses, and just by you driving a Honda Civic or a Honda car, um, the Cybertruck would eventually be paying for itself by bringing so much attraction into the door. So I never experienced that as well, and I don't think it just matters. I think it's like people like look at you in your 20s, like, oh, he could have, why is he doing it? Like, this is a secret, or he got lucky, or even for me, it's like, oh my God, why is he at the Cybertruck? It's not being lucky, is we put so much hours in, we deal with so many clients, and we put a lot of work in. And yes, we figured out ways to get leads and scale our business and manage our time too. So we have to say no to a lot of stuff. Um, Cody, what is a piece of advice to anybody who's watching this, between boundaries, getting leads, scaling? What is like something you advise to like any business owner who wants, you know, something in life?
I I would say there's a couple different things. First off, number one is being consistent for sure. When I started my business right now, my goal was like 10 grand a month. I was like, if I can make 10 grand a month, that would be insane. And I was like, if I can hit 50, like I'm retired, is my thought. And I hit 10 grand a month, and I was like 50 seems so unattainable. And the only difference I did between 10 to 50 is I was consistent. I kept working, I kept logging in days, I didn't take time off. And the other thing too is I paid for mentorship. So I paid like for a group, I paid 1,000 a month for like five months. I did that. I also paid a consultant to come in for about 6 weeks before I did that mentorship group. And both times I've really paid for two mentors. The first mentor was a consulting group. The second one was a community and course. And both of those had a major ROI on my business that I couldn't have even foreseen. And I kind of went back and thought about it. I was like, why was it so beneficial? And I realized they knew something I didn't. And the only way for me to learn what they knew was for me to pay them for that. So by me paying people who knew things I didn't, it helped accelerate my journey so much quicker. And that's what I tell other people is like, hey, one is find people who are more successful than you because they know something you don't about the industry you're in because they've done it. And then two, once you learn that, just be consistent and execute it on a daily basis. And then it's just a matter of time until you're successful.
Mhm. Mhm. Very deep, wise advice, Cody. And as you're saying that, I never had a coach, I never mentorship, I never joined the masterclass. I stood home and I thought I could watch videos all day. And the biggest thing for me is going to masterminds in like California and Texas and all these Denver, like all these masterminds, and sitting in a room, people who having 500 accounts, 2,000 accounts, and saying, how do you scale to that much? And they're like, Mitch, how you come out from Jersey all the way to California? I'm like, I need to learn. I need I need to reinvent myself. I didn't have social media. I didn't know who I was. People like, oh, you create so much good content. Even though you see me like this, I have coaches behind me as well, just always mentoring me how to create events. How, if I post something on Instagram like, oh, me at McDonald's, they're like, get rid of that stuff. Like, you are here to give out free value and coach. And the biggest takeaway is like, yes, Cody is a coach. And if you guys want to be guided by him, please reach out to him. And even if you guys want to be coached by me about social media or getting leads or which service you need, me and Cody were here for you guys. So some people actually join for like a week or even a month and take that and make successful businesses and how to get passive income or how to grow their business or value their time. So yes, everybody needs a coach, and there's coaches on coaches on all of us, which makes us much better to get McLarens and Cybertrucks. And we're here to help you guys out as well. Cody, any
Yeah.
final thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I would just say that I'm not only saying that because I've launched a paid community. That's just my story of how, like, hey, I'm fully self-taught from YouTube. Whenever I taught myself website design, I taught myself from YouTube. I taught myself Facebook ads from YouTube, Google from YouTube, high level from YouTube. And I mean, I wasn't really till I was doing about 20 a month that I waited until I hired mentorship.
Mm.
And that's what accelerated the process of where I was then to where I am now. And it's been just such like a rocket ship because I hired people that knew things I didn't. So you can 100% teach yourself. I don't know anything. I don't have this like silver bullet or like a magic pill. Like I don't have this magic thing that's going to transform you. I just know my experience of what I've done, and I can show you what I've done and what worked for me and what's worked for other people I've mentored. You can 100% teach yourself everything you need to know via YouTube. It's just you're not going to know what you need to teach yourself because you don't have guidelines or a blueprint or you don't have experience. So you're paying for that experience or you're paying for people's knowledge and time.
Mm. Yeah, I think people could become watchers, but they won't do it. A lot of people, they wouldn't even post even an email, one email per day. When they see an email course is like, I'm like, send out one email per day, one email per day. Like, no, 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 I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And now it's just like even for me posting on social media content, it's just staying in front of everybody. Like, or when you have a mentor, they actually push you to create better ads. So for me, it's I can't see exactly what I'm doing, but people guide me in the right direction. And even me being a dad, like even my son grew up to like 70 followers within a week because I went to a mastermind and they taught us a trick how to get organic followers. So it kind of ricochets across like your kids or even your friends of the things that you know. Um, YouTube is great. I think everybody's at different stages and you have to see what stage you're into. Yeah.
I
All right.
completely agree. I mean,
Yeah.
it's teaching yourself is something you can always do. And YouTube's how I got my start. So if anybody's like, hey, like I just don't have any money to really invest myself, that's perfectly fine. Go spend your time watching people on YouTube. I put out a ton of content on my Instagram, on my YouTube. You see Mitchell posts 10 times a day. He's all over my feed everywhere. And there's so many people who are better than me and even better than him that know the industry. So I would just spend every moment you can trying to learn and investing that time into yourself. That way you can see the ROI for whatever your goals are.
Yeah. Yeah. My content is evergreen, repurposed content. So just because I have a new follower today, they didn't see the last year of content. So whenever I repost content, I use repurpose.io. I'll put in the description and it just takes the year and it just makes it relevant to that person. So every single day I get 20, 50 new followers, and those followers didn't see the stuff I posted. And remember, people, they totally forget last month's content, even last week's content. And I just keep on posting. I look into my photo gallery and I just keep on posting the same thing over. They're like, man, you look so busy. I'm like, I went to Vegas like 6 months ago. So I keep on posting that same content and it just feels so relevant. But we're seeing about 4,000 posts every single day. So just for me to keep on showing it 10 times to me seem like a lot, but you're actually downloading 4,000. So keep on posting and feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if too, like my DMs are always open for anybody who has any questions. If you have thoughts, questions, ideas for me, shoot me a message on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Those are really the platforms I'm on, primarily YouTube and TikTok. I mean, and Instagram, but I don't use Facebook at all for like mentorship. So just feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. If you made it towards the very end, we appreciate your time and look forward to speaking to you. Take care, guys.